Hey guys, and welcome to the call today. Whoever invited you, thank them. You're in for an exciting little period here. We have an amazing guest with me, Craig Schulze. I'm going to introduce him now, but you might want to know who's this guy on the screen. My name is Oliver. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. Actually, former professional tennis player turned entrepreneur. And yeah, I actually moved back to Africa. It was my dream that I wanted to earn, like a US dollar or international income while living here. My journey took me all around the world, actually, as an international business consultant and speaker. I worked for some of the world's leading speakers and business people in the personal development space. And I was earning phenomenal income, traveling the world, but I didn't have time freedom. And I thought to myself, how can I earn the same type of income, over 6 figures a year, but have the lifestyle and have the time freedom to actually spend with people that I love, go to places that I love, do the things I love, and build a business around my lifestyle, which was really what I wanted to create. And in 2015, I came across this incredible opportunity. And thanks to mentors like Craig, who you're going to hear shortly, and a system which they've put together in just 2 short years, I achieved that goal. And it's changed my life completely, but more importantly, helped me to help other people achieve their goals and their dreams too. So let me introduce you to a mentor of mine, a friend of mine, business partner, somebody who is doing big things all over the world. He's one of the leading entrepreneurs globally in this space, but also in online business. He's got an incredible podcast called The One Shot Movement. He's an author, he's an investor. He actually owned traditional business, franchise business, was one of the top in all of Australia within that field. And then, the financial crisis came. He'll tell you a little bit more. And he completely reinvented himself and built an incredible business globally all around the world. So let me introduce you to Craig. Craig, are you there?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Oliver. Looking forward to spending a period of time with the audience, showcasing my story and this opportunity.
Thanks, mate. Thanks from you're all the way in Australia. I know it's been tough there with what's happening, but let me ask you the first question. Can you share just with everyone who's watching a little bit more about yourself and your story?
Sure. Look, as you mentioned, I was in the fitness industry, so I'm actually a qualified engineer. For those that don't that hear my story, I don't tell this often, but I moved from get a good education, get a good job, into my first business when I was 21 years of age. I was a fitness club. A few years later, I was a multi-award-winning trainer, winning one of the states of Australia's Fitness Professionals of the Year. I owned 5 fitness clubs and set up 22 franchises. I had a really nice property portfolio building at the time. And at the time of the global financial crisis, I nearly lost everything. So 6 years in business was great. And then I get this huge awakening, which was a global financial crisis, not too dissimilar to the current economic crisis we're in now, but it was a banking credit crunch type of scenario. And I nearly lost all my business. And that was an awakening for me to move on, change the paradigm, the model of how to make money, moving from traditional to online business. Now, I took 2 to 3 years where I was doing it as a bit of a plan B, part-time business, and made some significant money in that time. And then in 2011, a company called GNS Global, which we're going to be talking a little bit more tonight, reached out to me, invited me over to the US to check out their operations, their business, their model, their vision for what they wanted to do, which was to launch world first youth enhancement products into 150 countries in the world using an e-commerce model. That really appealed to me. So I went back to Australia. 3 years later, I'd earned my first 7 figures with that company, built a business into 120 cities around the world. I've traveled all around the world, ticking off all the bucket list experiences, ranging from staying in $3,000 a night Bora Bora bungalows to traveling to, some really, I guess, places that are that are challenged around the world, in India, in a lot of Southeast Asia, some African countries, and I've been through Europe, North America. I have business everywhere, and I love going out. I've been to South Africa probably 6 or 7 times, and I love going back to there. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at. As Oliver mentioned, I've published a book called You've Got One Shot, which is about inspiring people and educating people to make the most of their one shot at life. And that's really my passion project that I'm doing. I do have a podcast where I've interviewed over 150 of the biggest entrepreneurs and business people in the world. Some names that you might recognize as people like Dr. John DeMartini. And it's all about, again, helping and educating and inspiring people to make the most of their one shot at life. So I'm looking forward to answering a few more questions, Oliver.
Sorry, yeah, off mute. Yeah, awesome. Okay, thanks, Craig. I think that was a really informative introduction. And as people can see from what you said, and what I think is really important is it doesn't matter what your background is. This is an opportunity that you can do no matter what background you come from. But maybe the next question I would ask is, what would be 3 key specific things that you chose this specific opportunity for? 3 points that you could just highlight.
Yeah, look, I think opportunities, I always look for trends. That's really important. I saw back in 2008, 9 and 10, a really big trend of e-commerce. And it was because of social media. It was because it was really launching. It was because of we're moving from our first phone that you could call and text people into smartphone technology. Internet tools started to really emerge to allow you to do something globally. Wi-Fi started becoming an opportunity where more people around the world will be connected. So I'm going, that's a really big trend. Now, what's another big trend? And that was youth enhancement. That was, a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So I was looking for products that could be shipped using e-commerce, but also in that high growth niche trend of youth enhancement. Now, Jeunesse Global, youth is the name of Jeunesse, is youth in French. They will launch in the world's first ever stem cell derived cosmetic product. And that really caught my imagination. Stem cell was a buzzword back then. And they launched that product as one of their first products. But I was really interested in cutting edge youth enhancement products. So they were launching nutritional supplements, weight management systems, all sorts of different ranges in this umbrella of youth enhancement. And the third key thing, I think, was their footprint, their global platform. Now, the owners of the company have been building businesses since the 1970s, in fact, helping organizations like NASA, building in the 80s, one of America's fastest privately held companies in the tech space. So they have this extreme experience in tech and a lot of business experience. And also, they had a lot of financial backing behind them from their success. So the 3 key things sort of fit well: leveraging technology, being able to promote first to market products, and also leveraging their technology from their experience of 50 years sort of married together. So I just felt that I could play on a global playing field. I could use my skills to communicate and educate, connect people to incredible products. And they were the 3 key reasons that I made a decision with that company.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Craig. And 100%, I think timing is everything. You can influence all of these things like the product and, the foundation, the owners. These are all things that, I guess one could change and improve on. And we've got amazing strength across all those fields. But timing is another thing. And that's where I want to go. Why now? Why look at this opportunity right now?
Yeah, look, it's a good question. I sort of cast my mind back to going through the global financial crisis. And at that period of time, it was businesses were tranquilized, where they were stuck and they were controlled by governments and the banks and so on. They were really operating with one hand tied behind their back. If we look at the last 2 years in particular, going through the current economic crisis is what I would call it, global again, people have been in lockdown. People have lost their jobs. People are have to close their businesses or can't operate their businesses because of lockdowns. And they're, again, under this control mechanism, which is tranquilizing people, and they're stuck in their home. What do they do when they're in their home? They look for ways to make money online. If you look at the history of the home business industry, it's really thrived every single time on the back end of every global financial crisis. And we are moving through into the tail end. It may not be the tail end. We certainly don't know. We're sort of 2 years in. So let's say in 2022, we might have some bit of open air to move around freely and grow a business. But regardless, everyone in the world should have that plan B income, because job security is no more. Everyone should have that opportunity that they can promote 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to people that are looking for products and services out there. So aligning your cart with a great product or a great service that you can make a commission on. It's sort of the way business is moving, and you need to move with the times as well. So why now? Home business, low entry level. So being able to start a business with minimal capital, low risk, starting a business, not like a traditional business where if you close, you can go bankrupt. An online business that if you want to stop, you can stop. High scale and leverage. If you have a business serving the local community, your scale and leverage is really your local community. Why not have business and spread it out all around the world? And just imagine being able to do that. I'm talking to you, you're in Johannesburg, I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and I have business, and I had a meeting just recently, this time yesterday, with my Filipino connections. I can do this from my house and have business and customers happening everywhere. So that's why now everyone should be looking for low risk, low entry, unlimited leverage and scale opportunities.
Thanks, Craig. Awesome. Well, I think you've answered all the questions I think somebody who's just looking at this for the first time would probably have. I don't know if there's any last words you would like to add, but the most important thing, obviously, I think for people moving forward is to not overthink, to take action, get back to the person who invited you to this call tonight and ask them, what's the quickest way to get started. And also, Craig, maybe we can just add if you want to, but the key here is that they have a system, right, which we also have, which we share with them, which guides them on their journey to success, which is essential as well. And that's the reason I managed to do what I do, thanks to guys like you who've walked the path before me. So I don't know if you want to add anything before we close.
Yeah, I think it's really important to understand all you need to be. You don't need to be a superstar, an expert in medicine, a business professional. The everyday average person that's has got the ability to recommend and refer something that they believe in. So just imagine you go to a movie, you like the movie, and you tell a friend about that. If you are capable of doing that, you are capable of doing this business. The second skill you probably need is the ability to be coachable. So you want to learn about our products at a little bit more depth, learn about our platform at a little bit more depth. You don't need to have tertiary education to do that. So this is an opportunity for everybody. And we do have a system to get you started. And also we have a community of people. We have regular trainings for people. We have tools that we have purpose built, like this recorded webinar right now, that you could share that with a friend that's looking for an opportunity, just like you are watching right now. So we have everything in place. The only thing that I always say to people that I work with is I can't control is whether you do anything. I can guarantee we're going to launch new products. I can guarantee we've already got the systems. I can guarantee that the companies continue to evolve and grow. I can guarantee we've got great tools for you. I can guarantee that everything's in place. I cannot guarantee that you do anything with it. That's the only thing. So as Oliver said, don't overthink it. Get started, because it's low risk, low entry, unlimited potential. What happens from here? Go back to the person who invited you, get set up. It takes literally 10 minutes to get an account. It generates an order straight away. And then we get you into the getting started training. Once you're in the getting started training, then it's a little bit of a learning process like anything. And then the next phase from that is freedom and what that looks like for you. So thanks for having me on the call, Oliver, and looking forward to speaking with everyone very soon.
Thank you so much, Craig. And thanks everyone for jumping on, guys. Have an awesome evening.